Hey, welcome everybody to another episode of UFO Man Live. It's UFO Man Live number 23. Tonight we're welcoming a really well-known guest of ours by the name of Tommy Highway. He is a distinguished author and a very good ufologist, and all-around good storyteller. So please welcome him. And we want to welcome Charlotte Sheehan and Inger Castleman in the chat to the live stream. We welcome you. Tonight we're going to discuss a couple of things. I first want to mention that anyone who participated in the free UFO Man merchandise giveaway back in March, your merchandise is on its way. It was delivered to our sponsor recently so that he could make sure that everyone got what they won in the contest. So yes, it is on the way. Look for it in your mail. Hi, Smoke and Joe. Welcome to the live stream. Other than the contest, we are going to be having another contest coming up in the next few months, probably in July, if not July, early August. It's going to be an exclusive item, so whoever wins it will be the only one in the world that has one. So enter when we notify you of the contest. That would be great. Okay, tonight we're going to talk about something called Project Red Light. Project Red Light was a classified project that a really renowned general was part of by the name of Curtis LeMay. He is the late Curtis LeMay currently. He is no longer with us, but he is renowned for his credibility and validity as general. So without further ado, I'm going to play a video called Project Red Light, the alien presence, what governments actually know and how we're being deceived, even though we've been told that UFOs are real. So here we go. Gotta get it set up. Here we go. Retired Chief of Staff of the Air Force during the Kennedy administration, Curtis LeMay, at his home in Newport Beach. What the heck?
At Gunderson, we're committed to providing safe ways to connect you to the healthcare you need.
What the heck? Stated that out of the 100% of UFO sightings reports that came into the United States Air Force, 35% were unidentified, and that was because the crafts were too damn fast. We can't catch them, quote unquote. Asked if the Roswell crash really happened, he stated yes. Also, if the strange writing on the I-beams had been deciphered, and his answer was a resolute no. Roswell was definitely not our craft, and Majestic 12 is real. MJ-12 did exist, but the name has since been changed. George Bush and Henry Kissinger were in the know. In 1978, President Reagan was fully briefed about the alien presence. Reagan told Mikhail Gorbachev of Russia about 75% of what was going on, and relations with Russia became close. A CNN reporter asked Gorbachev a question in regards to whether we should get rid of all of our nuclear weapons, and then Gorbachev's wife stepped in and stated no, because of all the alien spacecraft. The story aired but was soon confiscated by the CIA, since they monitor CNN and all national headlines. The news media, for the most part, will not broadcast this due to thinking of this as a non-subject. At some UFO crash sites, the smell was so putrid one had to keep away by up to 45 feet. It smelled like rotting eggs and rotting mustard. Horrible. People who witnessed these crash sites had to sign a non-disclosure agreement for a period of 50 years. At these crash sites, witnesses saw dead alien bodies. They had almond-shaped eyes, darkened, a rather large head, and their bodies were about the size of a 9-year-old child. On their hands, they had 4 fingers, no thumb. They also appeared to be identical, like they were all from a mold. Their mouth was just a small slit. Ears were very small, no hair on the head. This all started in 1947. There were major crashes in 47, 48, and 49. In 1949, there was a rather large craft that crashed, and the people inside were taller. They were about 5 foot 8 inches tall. These individuals had very long noses. One of these aliens were recovered and loaded onto a Jeep. The alien felt like 48 pounds at most. Then they placed them into body bags and took them to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base at the time. All technology and crash debris that was connected to the alien phenomena in the late 1960s was sent to Area 51. The craft were circular shaped. They were not chevron shaped, and they were very, very light. 6 people lifted up a 60-foot in diameter craft and put it on a carryall. It was a really strange metal. It was really shiny and smooth. The radar testing in New Mexico was causing these ET craft to crash. Also, high-powered transmitters were interfering with their guidance controls if they got within 6 meters of the transmitters. Other craft were shot down by our own military. There is a race that looks similar to us, and they are called the Orange. Spacecraft were being back-engineered at Area 51, and there was actual flight testing that could be seen coming up behind the mountains, blink out and disappear. These were the real deal, alien craft piloted by human pilots. Due to the security protocols at Area 51, it was compared to Russia when they had the KGB active, very repressive. Northrop Grumman, Lockheed Martin, Boeing, Aircraft, Hughes, and most of the major defense contractors have direct ties to Area 51. At Area 51, there is an underground facility that houses ET debris down below and stored in a containment area. Laser technology was back-engineered and sound wave defense mechanisms that could blow up tanks and buildings. A lot of the technology, debris, and the craft were eventually shipped to a base up in Utah, also to an underground base near Ansa, California, and we're researching this technology through Project Red Light. Project Red Light is a program to test these vehicles and extract as much information as possible from the alien-connected projects to find out how these things operate and gain the information necessary to possibly use this for advancement in our fighters and bombers and in our base-connected programs. Project Red Light is still continuing as of this day. The aliens are real. They are penetrating our airspace, and they are trying to become like us, look like us, for they know something is coming. What it is unknown. Plans have been set into motion to quell the news media, to minimize sightings, and to control the amount of witnesses that report these sightings to the news media. The United States Air Force wanted to push this subject under the rug and continue to research this and just get a handle on it, and to get information and technology out of these crafts as fast as they could, and to steer the news media off onto some crazy idea that these sightings were created by college pranks, balloons, and meteorological problems. They just tried to sweep it under the rug by discrediting actual sightings. A lot of the information was siphoned off by the CIA and the National Security Agency and people at ONI, or Office of Naval Intelligence. The National Security Agency is part of the U.S. Army at Fort Meade. UFOs are not called UFOs anymore. They are called ETVs, or extraterrestrial vehicles, and this is the lingo used by the National Security Agency. Special space and military programs refer to them as bogies. The NSA is fully aware of the ET presence since we have intercepted many of their signals since the 1960s, and we are still testing transmissions to try and jam their transmissions and to try and communicate with them. MI5 and MI6 in London are monitoring the ET situation, along with NORAD in Colorado. All information directed to the National Security Agency is encrypted. There are multiple locations on Earth where alien races have constructed bases underground or underwater thousands of years ago. The National Security Agency wants to keep a lid on this information stream. These areas would cause a major upset. The National Security Agency also communicates back and forth with the National Reconnaissance Organization in the tracking of these objects and intercepts, along with NORAD, the United States Air Force, and the Army. They are all in on it and are connected to a group called Magi Control. Magi Control is controlled by the Office of Naval Intelligence. It's a top secret collection group like the CIA, NSA, and ONI. Operation Looking Glass is a top secret project which is ongoing at Area 51 to try and see into the future. This is connected to Project Red Light as well, confirmed by the CIA. The Looking Glass device is derived from alien technology. The aliens visiting Earth are at least 4,000 to 5,000 years ahead of our technologies as of 1947, but as of 2019, they are only approximately 400 years advanced compared to us. Point of origin of these visitors is so highly classified it will never be released. The alien race that created the real face on Mars is actually the race that came to Earth and created us. They set the planets in order and exploded the gaseous giant that became our sun, and said, "Let there be light." This is why the US and other nations will not disclose this information. It would overturn our religious beliefs and make us question our reality. They are the master race, and they created the Greys to watch over our planet to make sure we don't blow up their creation, quote, unquote. Okay. That was a quoted story or commentary by Curtis LeMay, General Curtis LeMay. Came from a credible source. We thought we would hold a discussion at this time with the chat room and go from there.
If I may, I grew up in Dayton, Ohio, which of course is home of Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. And Curtis LeMay is like a legend. I mean, we heard about him growing up in school in the 70s. I mean, he's that kind of like figure, So, I mean, this guy actually had command of a nuclear capable, what do they call it? Howitzer division in Europe. I mean, the artillery division, that's what he did. I mean, he had that kind of clearance. And for him to just come out and just decide to, oh, wow, by the way, aliens are real, that just doesn't make sense unless it's really true, if you ask me.
Yeah, LeMay died a few years ago. I don't know the exact date, but I do know that he's passed away. I can get back to you on that, Inger, and we will find out. Maybe Tommy can Google that and bring it up. Curtis LeMay actually had a vehicle christened with his name on it, and that would be supposedly, now this is allegedly, a USS Curtis LeMay secret space program cylinder craft, but that is hearsay until we can validate the claim.
Actually, Mr. LeMay or General LeMay actually passed October 1st, 1990.
Yeah, it's quite a while ago. No, according to what I understand, all the information he had, Ryan, was that the human race was created from the hominids that pre-existed on Earth genetically. And a lot of us in the UFO community have actually felt that there have been genetic corrections made to the hominids here on Earth. Well, a select few of the hominids, not all of them, to create a slave race to help with mining gold for a certain alien species that needed it to bulk up their atmosphere. And that's the theory. Now, whether that is true or not, who's to say? There are no experts in the field of ufology, so no one knows for sure. This video is important because it was quoted directly from General Curtis LeMay. It isn't coming from like some guy out in the wild of Montana just talking to you. Like, say, for me, instance, if it were me out in the wilds talking to you, it's not coming from me. It's coming from a general. So anybody else have any questions? Okay, then what do I call you? MJ? I'll call you MJ. All righty. Okay, so what we're going to do now is Mr. Tommy Highway over to the right here, my right. I don't know if it's your right, but it's my right. He is going to let us know about whatever he wants to talk about in regards to a UFO story that he has. Mr. Tommy Highway, take it away. You're muted.
Hey folks, it's Tommy from Tommy Highway TV. I really appreciate you coming out to the stream, especially on short notice like this. Thank you so much. We just had a lot to say tonight, and we thought, you know what, we're going to get back in the saddle, and we're going to start cranking out of our, our live streams again. So basically, I've written a book called Strange Tales from the Highway. I've written several books, but my background is I'm a network engineer. I'm a former government employee, and I know that we're not alone. I know that. I know that because I've actually experienced these things, and it is what it is. I mean, I understand 30 years ago technology that we don't have today, and I actually witnessed this stuff going on. So it's very interesting. But one of the things that, and I mean, this is like the last story in my book. I call it a bonus story. I think it was actually on or featured on what was that Robert Stack show, Unsolved Mysteries. That's what it was. Right. Way back in the day. Yeah. And they talked about a UFO going over a place called Middletown, Ohio. And you can Google this and find it yourself. And as it happens, I lived right next to Middletown, Ohio. That's where I grew up, right? So I remember one evening, I was at my grandparents' place, which is, again, in a place called Franklin, Ohio. And it's like 10 o'clock at night, 10:30 at night, something like that, really late. My grandfather and I were sitting, he has a recliner next to the door, and I have one on the other side. And there was a knock at the door that night, a big knock, and my grandfather got up, and this is like late, like 10:30. Nobody came around there at 10:30. So my grandfather, Papa, he got up, and he opens the door. He's a big, tall figure. And he starts talking to somebody on the other side of the door. And I keep seeing these hands that are just kind of animated hands like this. I'm going, what the hell? So I'm looking over there to figure out who it was. Well, all of a sudden my grandfather steps back, and it was our neighbor. Let's call him Don, because that was his name. And he comes in, and my grandfather told me it was like wintertime. He said, get your coat. And he yelled back down the hallway of the house to tell my grandmother that we're going for a ride, but we'll be right back. And so we all get in a 1975 rust-colored Buick LeSabre. And this is probably I bet it's probably not 1980 yet. This is like the late 70s. And we take off up the road to chase this UFO. Well, no sooner did we get out of town, and we knew exactly where it was going because I guess the news was telling us on the radio. We look over, and over top of this like rolling hills, which Ohio is full of, there's this thing in the sky. And again, I'm a little kid, man. I mean, really small. But it looked like it was nighttime. I mean, this is like, this is probably, again, it's 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, something like that, or later. And it looked like diamonds in the sky, kind of way off the distance, but diamonds. My grandfather just, without warning, just pulls the car over into the median, hits the brakes, and 75 Buick takes a minute to stop. I'm rolling all over the back seat because this is before seatbelt laws, yeah. And we all got out and we all watched this thing until it disappeared behind the hill. While we're watching it disappear behind the hill, these two big police cruisers came screaming by, and boom, boom, they were gone like that. This again back in the day when cop cars were boats. I mean, big, like Pontiac somethings or whatever, big cars, big cars. Anyway, so my grandfather said, "Get back in the car, boys. We're gonna chase it some more." So I get in the car, we all get in the car, and all of a sudden he just takes off, and I'm rolling around in the back seat again. If my mother and aunt heard this story, they'd understand. Anyway, we go up the road a ways, and we take a right, and we get up on this, like the highest point where you can see Dayton, Ohio. When you can see basically the whole city from way up there. And there's this thing, this diamond-shaped thing, and it's too far away from us to chase it now, but I mean, it's going directly in the area, in the direction of Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. I tell you, growing up there in that area, I mean, you always heard about the UFO stories and stuff, and I've told the story on the show before about my uncle married a girl whose dad worked there, an Air Force lieutenant colonel or something. I was a little kid. Again, I'm not probably named 10 years old. And I asked him, I said, "Hey, what about the aliens?" And he just clammed up. He didn't like me after that. He liked me just fine before. So I don't know, but definitely seems to be something going on there. And look, if you're on this channel, you already know that the fact that we're alone in the universe is just complete bullshit whitewash that the government's trying to feed us. That's why Ted and I are here. Yeah.
Okay, hold on a second here. Thank you, Tommy. I do appreciate your story. Very informative and very interesting. I had a sighting with 12 people in July of 2010. I was alerted to people seeing what they thought were UFOs above a funeral home next door to where I lived at approximately 8 o'clock at night in July, and it was still light out where I live in Minnesota. And they saw between 12 and 6, ultimately 6, rounded, cornered, rectangular objects, evenly spaced in a straight horizontal line, and they appeared to be on fire. So if you ever saw the movie Independence Day, and you saw where the big ship was coming into the atmosphere, and it appeared like it was on fire, that's what these objects looked like. But they weren't that far away. And the reason I know this is because before I went outside to look at these objects, I had been watching the weather. And the weatherman said that we had cloud cover at 1,000 feet. And I knew this before I went outside. So when I went outside and I saw these objects, they were about halfway between the ground and the cloud cover and about 50 feet away. So figure about 500 feet up, 50 feet away, and there are 12 people. Now, 7 of these people were adults, 5 are children. The 5 children were so traumatized by the event, they had to sleep in sleeping bags in a community room of our building that night because they thought that these ships were going to land and maybe abduct them because of, you know, the narrative that you see on ufology channels talking about abduction. Whether that is truth or not is yet to be explained, but there is a lot of valid information out there suggesting that this may be the case. But in this sighting, that did not occur. We tried to take videotape and actual photographs of the event. And at the time, I don't know what it was, if it was my camera on my phone, because this was in 2010. So that was 10 years ago. You know, phone cameras weren't as good back then. Sure. Plus, there was somebody there with a digital camera he had managed to grab from his car, and he could not film what we were seeing either. I mean, you could look at what was in the sky, okay? Look in your camera viewfinder, see it on the viewfinder, film it, and then when you went back to play it, it wasn't there. So I don't know if they had some type of influence on the film. It almost seems like that's the case. So this incident made the news. It made NBC national news. Well, not national, local NBC news. 2 days later, a man in Spring Valley, which was about 30 miles south of where I lived, from where I had the sighting, caught the same objects on a video camera, one of those, you know, Sony handy cams, in his backyard when he was barbecuing. And it actually made the NBC News on KTTC Channel 10 News out of Rochester, Minnesota. And if you want to see that footage, you can go to their archives and look at it. That would have happened on July 12th, 2010. So that's something to check out. So there's a lot of people saying, and I have to address this, there's a lot of people saying, oh, UFO activity is ramping up lately, ever since COVID-19 lockdown. I don't really believe that the UFO activity is ramping up. What's happening is more people are home. More people are
paying attention.
More people are in their backyard.
Yep.
Or in their front yard, and they're looking up, paying attention, and they're using their cell phones to film. So we're getting more footage. We're getting more sightings. Mm-hmm. So it seems like more, but it's probably the same amount. I do have a couple of videos to play. We're going to review some UFO videos and see what you think. Okay, and after each one, if you got comments, feel free to comment, and we can go from there. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, we need more phones, don't we, Inger? Okay, let's see here. See if I can get this going. Have a stream. Here we go. Oh, come on.
When I first saw this product, I thought it looked kind
Sorry
of crazy.
About that.
Didn't really understand what the benefits would be, but I had seen.
Now, there's no narrative, so when you take a look, you're going to have to watch what flies across. Top there are 3 objects. And now I slowed it down here in this footage by 0.25x. So when you take a look at it, now here's the normal speed. What they are, unknown. Hey guys, pretty sure these are 3 discs or 3 triangles passing over the Baltic Sea. Leave your comments below and let me know what you think. Coming up are 3 stills to get a closer look. And as always, thank you for watching. Okay, this is what they look like. They almost look like diamonds, kind of higher in the center. They come to a point on the ends. Somebody had suggested that maybe they were jets, but I tend to disagree. I actually think they're probably ARVs, alien reproduction vehicles, possibly ours. I don't know. What do you think, Tommy?
those aren't jets unless they're stealth bombers, and they're not generally that fast. So I don't think that's a military aircraft. I don't know what it is, but
Yeah,
I'm not sure I can say that.
it's kind of hard to tell because this video was filmed with a potato, as
Right.
people would say. But I tried to bring it out as best as I could. And it looks like something else is up here over the back one, up in the air. There's something else right above it to the right. I don't know what that is. Anyways, all right. So there's that one. And then we'll go to our next one, which is these are lights, UFOs filmed over Baltimore, Maryland. I thought maybe it could be a saucer turned on edge. So take a look at this and let me know what you think. Hopefully there's no commercial.
Guys, what's up?
Darn
David
it.
here to tell you about an exciting new product that I've been
She's
trying
cute.
that I think you're going to want to try as well.
Hang on now. Hang on just a second.
Oh, I know. You wanted the girl. Okay.
Last night when I was there, it's like waiting for a car to swing around the corner, and it was like 2:40.
Could be Delta. Yes, Occam, you're right.
What's that over there, Sherry? Those lights, the ones that are changing colors. Isn't that weird? I don't know. It's like floating there.
Now I'm going to zoom in. Here you go.
Last night when I was there, it's like waiting for a car to swing around the corner, and it was like 2:40.
What's that over there, Sherry? Those lights.
Oops.
I don't know. It's like floating there.
Last night when I was there, it's like waiting for a car to swing around the corner, and it was like 2:40.
What's that over there?
Okay, this is what I wanted to point out. These lights here extend past this big bright one underneath it, but you can almost see there are 3 lights right here extending around. So this is why I thought maybe it might be a saucer itself on edge, and you're only seeing one edge of lights. Yeah, it's not Trump's space limo, Alex. I don't know. Yeah, I know, Occam, you thought it was slow entering space debris, but it held its position. So I'm saying that I don't know if it would be space debris. Has anyone tried the CE5 method? No, we haven't, but we're thinking about getting it set up on our channel and doing a live CE5 event on UFO Man. So that will be coming up in the future, and we're hoping to do it with Michael Mazzola, the director of Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind, and perhaps even Dr. Stephen Greer. So keep watching UFO Man to find out if we have any updates on that. Okay, let's go back to this video.
There, Sherry. Those lights, the ones that are changing colors. Isn't that weird? I don't know. It's like floating there.
Okay, so that would be the end of that one. Just a very, very unusual sighting. Okay, this next one is a UFO with red and white lights over Wiltshire, United Kingdom on May 29th, 2020. Hopefully there's no commercial at the beginning this time.
Scorching heat today.
I'm wrong.
Stay cool out there.
Walter! Stop suffering with hot AC. Cool it yourself.
Okay, here we go.
So, I'm trying to film this object that has been over my house for half an hour. When I zoom the camera into it, it's the weirdest fucking shit I've ever seen. It's hard for me to even zoom into it. It moves. It's right there. You see? It's flashing all kinds of different colours. I have no idea what it is. It's flashing all kinds of different colours.
It looks really odd to me. It's like a string of white lights with a red light in front. I don't know what that is.
I have no idea what it is.
This is just loop so people could see it better. What do you think, Tommy? What do you think that might be?
Hard to say. I mean, that's again, we have a category here on the channel we call definite maybe, and I think that might fit the definite maybe category, you know.
Yeah, it's really hard to say what that is.
Not sure.
I don't know either. It's one of those we rule what if.
Right.
I don't know. Okay, this is a massive multi-lit UFO passing over the Statue of Liberty outside New York City. This got a lot of play on the channel. Take a look at it. Tell me what you really think it might be. I have conclusions. Here you go. No, stupid
I've been
commercial.
obsessed with belts for a long time. I wear a belt every day, and there was like 3 things that always drove me crazy about belts.
Oh, come on,
you have all
man.
these holes, but you only use one.
Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here's a clip coming out of New York near the Statue of Liberty, filmed from the tour boat of a multi-lit object passing above the statue. Seems to be pretty large, could be a drone, could be something other. Make an assessment, let me know what you think. Now a little bit Coming up is the original footage with the original audio.
It's pretty big, actually.
Yeah, it is big. Here it is slowed down. If this object were to be a drone, it would be incredibly expensive due to its massive size in comparison to the statue itself. Take a good look, make an assessment, let me know what you think. Following this slowed down footage with no audio, I will play the original audio again at original speed. Take a look, make an assessment, and leave your comments below. And as always, thank you for watching. Yeah, it's one big craft, Alex. You're correct. One big craft. Now, a lot of people have said it's a TR-3B, but it almost has too many lights. So let me go back to it real quick.
Why get that close to the TR-3B? Why do that?
Comparison to the statue I have no idea. Take a good look, make an assessment. Let's see, there are 6 lights right there. Following this slowed down footage with no audio, I will play the original audio again at original speed. take a look, make an assessment, and leave your comments below. And as always, thank you for watching. You think that the Statue of Liberty is fake, Inger? It didn't look fake to me based on the fact that the lights match what the real statue has. But then again, you never know. This is pulsing triple lights, massive UFO over tree line over Oslo, Norway, which was reported to MUFON, and I took it off of MUFON with permission from MUFON. Here we go. Check this out. Just wait a minute.
Definitely a UFO. Last night came really close. Let's see what it's going to do tonight. Well, tonight it just seems to be hovering. Last night it was jumping around, changing colours, and all sorts of things.
Okay, here the filter's been added.
Well, tonight it just seems to be hovering. Last night it was jumping around, changing colours.
Right, DBCOOPER, I agree. It's either cloaked or three separate orbs, yes.
Definitely a UFO. Last night came really close.
Okay, it's the same pulsing three lights. Hard to ascertain what it is. They're just lights, but the guy seems to think that it's definitely real. So it could be some legitimate footage. What do you think, Tommy Highway?
Really hard to say. Not a whole lot there other than three lights in the sky, like you said. But
Right.
the person that was filming it, again, as you said, seems pretty convinced. We're not there. We can't really make a better assessment than what we're seeing. But I'll tell you, it's pretty compelling if you ask me.
Right. Okay, the next piece of footage is widely reported flying saucer UFO filmed over Tijuana, Mexico on June 3rd, 2020. And here we go. Hopefully we can get through the commercial really quick. I'm going to have to get ad blocker. Here we go. Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here's a widely reported flying saucer sighting over Tijuana, Mexico, filmed on June 3rd, 2020. It appears to be a disc with what looks like lights rotating clockwise around the outside edge. They look like white lights and they do move. So take a good look and you'll see what I mean. You may need to slow down the footage more than I have already slowed it down so that you can see the flashing of the lights. I have applied filters, different colors, so you can get a better look at the object. I have enlarged it so you can take a really good look. Make an assessment, let me know what you think. Here are some still images. Okay, I wanted to point out that around this edge up here, around the edge of the actual disc, back a ways I can show you, when it's going up and down, you can see lights moving along the edge of the disc. Hard to see, but you can see it. Lights. I have applied filters, different colors, so you can get a better look at the object. Right there. I have enlarged it so you can take a really good look. Right there. Make an assessment. Let me know what you think. Here are some still images. This sighting was reported to MUFON number 109242. Definitely ruled an unknown, thought to be a flying disc. Make an assessment, let me know what you think. And as always, I want to thank you for watching. Okay, let's see here. System failure, LOL. I need sleep, been on the go for 28 hours. We'll get some sleep, system failure. Mike needs sleep too. Let's see here. This was definitely, in my book, something
so
you can take a really
interesting.
Good look. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning toward ARV, a man-made flying disc, because the rule of thumb is if it's nuts and bolts, it's most likely man-made. If it's not nuts and bolts, it's probably off-world originated. Now, whether we know this or not, it's hard to tell from this footage because, like my guest speaker, Tommy Highway, would say, there's not much here. It's really difficult to see. It's really hard to tell. But this person pulled it out of the blue, out of the sky from far away. Interesting that he caught it in the first place.
We're not looking at cloud. We're not looking at anything like that. I mean, there's no way.
Still images. Right. It's not a cloud. It's something different. I don't know what it is, but it's interesting. Definitely interesting. But a lot of people online thought it was legit because it almost went viral. So, very interesting sighting. Whoops, what the heck? Oop. Got my rolling thing on there. Okay, next video. All right, the next one. Nope. No, the one I want to do is this one. This video was submitted to me by a person that is actually in our chat room by the name of Mike Johnson. He had a sighting of what appears to be a TR-3B over Mount Washington, Kentucky in Bullitt County. And he let me post it up on the channel. Here it is.
Scorching heat today, folks. Stay cool out there. Next up.
Here it is.
What the fuck? Holy shit. Fuck. Dude. No fucking way. What? Holy fuck. Whoa. Damn. Zoom in on that shit. Ooh. It's so fucking shaky right now. It's fucking moving. Oh, what the fuck? Where'd it go? Zoom in on that shit. Ooh. It's so fucking shaky right now. It's fucking moving. Oh, what the fuck? Where'd it go? Dude.
And show this one more time for Mikey.
What? Oh, fuck. Whoa. Damn. Zoom in on that shit. Ooh. It's so fucking shaky right now. It's fucking moving.
That to me, honestly, looks like a TR3B that's cloaked. Or it's three orbs that are flying in formation. One of the two options. And I don't know. What do you think, Tommy? You're muted.
Really, no idea on this one. I think that they're moving in unison. Obviously, I don't know. Is that one object or is that several? I mean, it could go either way. To be honest.
Right. Mike, what did you think when you filmed it? Did you think it was a Tier 3B or did you think it was three separate objects? A lot of people, when I posted this up on my channel, were claiming it was CGI, but I know Mike, and I know this was legitimate footage. This is definitely not CGI. It is real. And I want to give a shout out to Mike Johnson and thank him for his footage. I think it's fantastic footage, a great capture. And he is currently building a brand new UFO channel. And when he gets it up and running, we will advertise it on UFO Man and give him a running start. He's a good friend, and I want to thank him again. Okay, now let's go to the next video. I wanted to play something that was interesting. No, not that. No. Yeah, this. This is not a UFO sighting. This is something else. Wait for the commercial. Oh, here we go. No commercial. Cool. Listen to this. I don't know what to make of this.
Hey guys, listen to this. There's a sound screaming. It's like a scream. It's so freaking loud, and it's coming from up in the air, like up there. It's been going on now. What is that?
Tornado.
Oh, like this thing when the lightning was flashing a second ago?
That's a tornado, I think.
What the fuck? Dude, that's coming from like up in the sky outside of my apartment. Gonna do it. Listen. What is that? I haven't heard it like that yet. Gene, check this out. Listen, this is coming from the sky above my apartments. It's been going on for half an hour. Hold on. It's coming from up in the air. What is that? That's so scary. It sounds like someone screaming. Then it sounds like a bunch of like Indians whooping in the distance.
He goes outside.
What is that bizarre sound?
He goes outside to get a better listen.
Sleeper. Did you hear that? It's like a blood-curdling scream, but it's coming from like up here in the sky. Anybody else hear that? Oh, gross, I just stepped in a bunch of mud. What is that sound? Now it sounds like it's coming from behind me.
DB Cooper, some of the sky noises in the past were deemed as hoaxes.
This is so bizarre.
But some of them were not. Heidi Fairclough in the UK, she's heard them outside her apartment.
From that direction.
Yeah, but it would have to be sustaining itself all the time.
What up, Bob? I'm trying to figure out what this sound is. It's been going for like half an hour now. You hear it? But then it'll stop, and then it'll scream really loud, like a banshee. Hold on, wait. You'll hear it in a second, Bob. What up, Solomon? What up, Nessa? Hold on. That is so loud and so, like, eerie. It's like a banshee, blood-curdling scream. Ooh. There it is again. What is that? If anybody can recognize that sound, please tell me. Woo! It sounds like, ah! It sounds very human.
If you look in the sky, it almost looks like there's a ball of golden light.
I mean, across the way here, there's no factories. There's nothing like that. So it's a field.
Nope.
There's my dog. Birdie! Oh! Birdie! She's saying,
Not a
"Get back
recording,
inside."
Mike, because his dog is
What up,
reacting.
Shelly? Listen to this.
And the neighbors hear it as well.
There's this sound coming from up in the sky in this general vicinity. What up, Kristen? And like it's been like doing this little vibration sound, and then it just lets out this blood-curdling, screamy sound like a banshee. And it's been like half an hour ever since the lightning and thunder started. Shelly, wait till it screams. Woo! I'm like standing in the middle of a field right now. All right, listen, it's gonna do it any second, Shelly. Hold on. That is so fucking scary. I get goosebumps. I don't know what that is. All right, I'm going back inside. I've had enough of the screaming
So what that is, who knows? I just thought I'd play it as a different type of video. Next one is UFOs past the SpaceX Crew Dragon modules just 12 minutes after launch on 5/29/2020. They were ruled out as ice particles, so take a look at this, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here's a couple of objects passing by the SpaceX Crew Dragon mission just 12 minutes after liftoff. Thought not to be space debris, but possibly UFOs heading out into space. That's the reason they were heading out into space rather than decaying in their orbit toward the Earth. Take a good look, make an assessment, and let me know what you think. There goes one right there. Now, if you look, it doesn't come off the tip of the SpaceX. It comes from behind it, from behind the separated module. Take a close look and let me know what you think. See, it's coming from back over here on the right. It comes from back here and then shoots out this way. So let me go back so you can see that. See if it'll play it again so you can see it. It comes out from over here, comes behind it. The object is coming out from behind the separated module. Take a close look and let me know what you think. NASA actually went to their notorious off-screen look shortly after this. What they were, no one knows, but since they were heading into space, the thought was they were self-propelled and that they most likely were of otherworld origin. So make up your own mind and go with that idea, I guess. Next video we got is, that's Mikey's. Okay, this one here. Now, a good friend of mine by the name of Vern from Vern Vision Truth Network, he caught a UFO in a video of a Sukhoi Su-27 jet flying at an air show. Here you go. Come on. I have no idea why it downs it. I think the UFO, when it comes in contact with this jet, messes up the electronics, and I think that's why it crashes. But take a watch. Watch this, Tommy. This is kind of cool. Vern noticed this and pointed it out to me. Here we go. Boom! Right there on the nose cone. Makes contact or passes close by to it. Here we go, slowed down. no one at the air show actually had any clue that this actually happened. We were the first ones to report it on the UFO Man channel. So it's very interesting. It's a very sad outcome of what happened to the pilots in this video clip. So we will not dwell at the end of the video. Right, it wasn't fake. Something happened. Watch. They're still flying like they're flying in the show, or they're trying to steady their aircraft, I think. Something happens. Right here. It's like they lose control or something. Sad to say both pilots were killed in that crash. Yes, this was a few years ago. But what's interesting is we were able to capture that UFO passing the jet. Now, if it had anything to do with the crash, that's unknown. But they didn't know that to begin with. So when Vern found this, we had to put it out there for the people to see. This is groundbreaking evidence that perhaps a UFO interfered with a fighter jet's electronics, causing it possibly to crash. So yes, it is happening, but it's a Sukhoi Su-27 Russian jet. Or no, it's not a Russian jet. It's well, anyways, I know what it is, but I can't tell you offhand. Anyways, let's go to the next one. Next one is a strange vehicle UFO in the sky over St. Louis, Missouri on May 27, 2020. Here we go. Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here's a clip out of St. Louis, Missouri, filmed on 5/27/2020. Take a look, make an assessment, let me know what you think.
It's the ducks. They're flickering all right.
Yeah, you never know. Now, these lights are actually flying in the air when there is a super hard rainfall. So if it were a bunch of drones sitting there, it'd be difficult for the drones to maintain altitude, I would think, with the rain. Unsure, because I'm not a drone pilot, but here you go. Check it out. Don't know what it is, but they are pulsing. The lights are moving. It's just hard to say what they are. I'll just pause it right there. Anybody have any idea what that might be? Another one of those what if ones, right, Tommy?
That's right.
Well, I gotta say, the majority of UFO sightings out there are hazy at best because I think they're employing a lot of cloaking systems, first of all, and secondly, how many people have their camera ready and their settings ready at a moment's notice to take killer close-up photographs or video footage of UFO vehicles? I would say not many. Okay.
Listen. It looks like we got a lot more videos to go tonight, there, folks. And actually, I have to kind of get to bed, to be honest. So I'm going to go ahead and bow out. I appreciate everybody's time tonight, and just Tim, but of course, give me a call anytime.
Okay, we'll do, Tommy. Nice to have you.
I'm sorry, I just have to go, but thank you very much. Have a great
Okay.
night.
All righty, you too. Take care. Okay, the next one here is an extremely clear UFO captured by a motorist over Sao Paulo, Brazil. I think this is of a cylinder vehicle. You never know. They might pimp them out, Alex. Who knows? I would think that if you had a spacecraft, you would do that. But maybe they don't think the same way we do, you know? But anyways, here we go. Let's see here. Get it big. And we'll go. Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here I got a clip over Sao Paulo, Brazil. Multiple lights flashing in the sky. Seems to be one object. Take a look, make an assessment. Let me know what you think. I will zoom in so you'll be able to see it better. This object was filmed on 5/23/2020. Here I have enlarged the object by 0.50x. Take a look, make an assessment. Let me know what you think. Coming up are a few still frames so you can get a closer look at the object. And as always, thank you for watching. I'm going to pause it right there. It breaks into 2, 4, 6, maybe 8 lights. I'm not sure unless that's a camera glitch. It could be a camera glitch. I'm not sure. Thanks, Boban. I really appreciate it. Give everybody out there, thank Boban for participating in the Super Sticker live chat. I really appreciate it. It helps out the channel and keeps the information flowing. I do appreciate it. Okay. Nope, that one's over. Let's go to the next one. This one is a group of UFOs reported over Maui, Hawaii on 5/19/2020. It was reported to MUFON. When I first saw it, I thought it might be a group of drones, but they started disappearing into the clouds and disappearing on their own. So take a look. Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here's an incredible sighting over Maui, Hawaii on May 19th, 2020. Several objects moving in the sky, some quite quickly, some just maintaining position. At first I thought they might be drones, unsure as to what they are. Take a good look, make an assessment, let me know what you think. The duration of the actual sighting is around 7 minutes. So sit back and enjoy. Thank you. At first, I thought these were drones, you know, because the way they're moving so quickly and whatnot. But some of them seem to morph together and disappear as well, so I don't know. Yeah, I think so, Mikey. Thanks, Boban. Really appreciate it. Bobon's the man. So's Alex. I thank you both very much. And Joe Emery as well. Check these out, Mikey. What do you think these are, Mikey? Probably. He had it after me, which is interesting, isn't it? I know, he's rolling along, isn't he, Mike? I can use every bit of it. So thank you very much, Bobon. I really appreciate it. And Alex. And Joe Emery as well. Okay, these seem to last for about 7-8 minutes. Fireflies. They'd have to be pretty big fireflies, wouldn't they, Mikey? But then again, you never know. Fireflies only light up for a little bit. You think that's CGI? I don't know. And the reason why I thought it might not be is because they're actually individually disappearing into the clouds. If it's CGI, it took a lot of work. Thanks, Alex. Appreciate it. Anyways, that's basically what that is. And I don't know what to think about that. Okay, this is a fast UFO, changes direction to chase a plane at a Brazilian air show. Now, the plane that it's chasing is an Airbus plane. So when you see it, you will know what type of plane it is. Yeah. Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Check out this footage of an orb UFO passing a plane over a Brazilian air show, decelerating, and then flying back the other direction towards the plane. This was filmed on 4/20/2019, just released to the public, so check it out. Here's the original footage with the original audio.
Ele é mais
Você tá brincando? É estrela isso aqui?
It doesn't show it right there, but as this orb passes the plane, it does decelerate and then change direction. I hope these stills will give you a better view of the object. Thanks, Bobon. If you like the video, please hit that like button and subscribe. And as always, I want to thank you for watching. Just released to the public, so check it out. Here's the original footage with the original audio. That doesn't show it. Let's just do it back this way. Of an orb UFO passing a plane over a Brazilian air show, decelerating, and then flying back the other direction. See, it flies back the other direction. Right there. It shows you that it's flying back the other direction. Of an orb UFO passing a plane over a Brazilian air show, decelerating, and then flying back the other direction towards the plane. Yeah, that's a little unusual. Just thought I'd put that up there. Yeah, I know. Thanks, Bobon. Really appreciate it. Later, Death NWO. Good to have you here in the chat. I hope work goes well. Okay, let's see here. Okay, here we go. These are some people at a picnic. Sacramento, California on 5/11/2020.
I've seen a drone that looks like that. You know how bright that would be?
Mom, I need flash.
Now watch
It's an
this.
alien,
This is
Dad.
interesting.
I'm scared. It's like it looks like there's like a little black square around it. Be careful. Yeah, I know that.
Be careful. Doing that. Drones have you seen that are that bright?
I don't know, but I've seen a drone at a giant scale super far away, and they got the big screen.
What's interesting is that it disappears and then slants downward toward the ground. Watch.
Mom, I need flash.
What if it's an alien, Dad? I'm scared. It's like it looks like there's like a little black square around it. Be careful. Yeah, I know that.
Be careful. Doing that. Drones have you seen that are that bright?
I don't know, but I've seen a drone at a giant scale super far away, and they got the big screen.
Don't know what that is. I thought maybe a drone, but it disappears. So does a drone do that in broad daylight? I don't know. Can it do that? I would think not, but I'm unsure as to what that is. Okay, here's a massive gold light. No, I'm not going to do that one. I've already done that one. Okay. Here's a cylinder UFO passing over Sacramento, California on 5/10/2020. Now, for the most part, I think a lot of cylinder UFO sightings are bogus. But this one caught my eye as a possible legitimate video. So here we go. Come on, buffering. What's going on? Oh, here we go. Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here we have what appears to be a cylinder UFO spotted over Sacramento, California on 5/10/2020. At first it seems quite far away, but the footage will zoom in and you will be able to get a closer look at it. It appears to be quite legitimate, although how can we really ever tell if UFO footage is legitimate? I mean, there are no experts in the field, so it's very difficult to discern. But this one really looks credible. Take a look at it, make an assessment. Let me know what you think down below. Yes, Alex, it's ET. Sorry to hear it's raining, Mikey. Now I'm going to zoom in on this because I wanted to get a closer look at it. Here we go. Now I don't know if that's coming up in the following frames. I have adjusted the contrast and brightness so that you can get a closer and more detailed look at the object. It will show you that the object appears to be twisting or rotating, and that the energy field on top is fluctuating around the outside. It also appears to be dropping orbs. Occasionally you can see white orbs. To answer your question, Boban, I would say that it isn't the fact that people don't have good phones. It's just that when a UFO occurs, a UFO sighting occurs, not a lot of people are prepared to pull their phone out of their pocket and put it up to their eye with the correct settings to zoom in and get a clear shot on something in the sky, because first off, they're nervous. Secondly, they're excited and they're not prepared. Now, some people do capture good things. Like I kind of thought this was pretty good, even though we can't really tell what's between the black bars.
Let me know what you think. And as
Yeah,
always,
and digital zoom is not the
you for
greatest. Optical zoom is the best.
coming up are 6 still frames so you can get a better look.
Now, see, all this really is something white with like a field around it. I have no idea what that is, but it is something interesting, and it was supposedly in the sky over Sacramento, and there were several witnesses. Okay, this one is, wow, you should really see this UFO over Brisbane, California. And this will be the last UFO video of my UFO review. So here we go.
A genius solution to balding scalp that you can do in your home. Microneedling is known to boost scalp health, induce stem cells in the follicles, and promote hair growth product absorption.
Means a lot,
Stimulates hair
Boban.
growth
Yes, it
effectively.
does.
Microneedling is known to effectively reactivate.
Here we go. Hey, KK Adventures, good to see you. Now, I found this interesting because they had to zoom in on it from a long distance off. I don't know what this is.
That
And-
is not a star.
No, it's not.
It's a fucking thing.
You're recording it?
Yeah.
See, it's going crazy. Oh, it's
Could be one fucking
Where'd you get
thousand.
it? It's gone.
Nah, it's still on the fucking thing.
No, I'm not going to do any more commercials like them.
But I can't see it right now.
Good. Oh,
Can you see
yeah.
him anymore?
Yeah, Mike's video is legitimate. Definitely.
Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here is the stabilized version of what these two people were seeing over Brisbane in November of 2019. They thought at first it was a star when they zoomed in on it with a Nikon P1000 camera. They soon came to the conclusion that it definitely wasn't a star. It was something other, multiple green lights and white lights, and it seems to morph. So take a look, make an assessment, and let me know what you think.
That framing effect that you're seeing in the video is just me trying to stabilize the footage. So here we go. I don't know what that is. I really don't. I've never seen anything like that before. Mist? Possibly, but it's maintaining its shape. And it's green. So I don't know. Yeah, Boban, I'd say this is a great capture. I have no idea what this was. And when they zoomed in on it originally, it was white. So it did change color.
Right here in this frame, it seems like on the right and on the left, there is something lifting up and opening up on the object.
Yeah, watch. It looks like
Take a
two
good
things
look,
opening
make
up
an assessment, and let me know
on
what you
this
think.
side and on this side. I don't know what those are.
Hey, if you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe.
Okay, well, anyways, it's an interesting object. Like I said, it was white to begin with. Watch this. When he zooms in, see, it's white. It's white. But when they get close, it's green. So, no, Post never said miss. Although I know you think it's miss, and that's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. But mist doesn't hold its shape like that for a long period of time.
Yes, KK, I would say the same thing. Unexplainable and interesting. And I would have to say that this will conclude our UFO review. So I'm glad that you stayed around to enjoy the UFO videos. We plan to do this every week. So I'm going to be doing this every week. I'm going to try to do a UFO video review every week so that we can keep up on the new videos that are out there and get an idea of what's going on. Yeah, tell me about it, Doc. I mean, it is lame that we're living with suppressed tech. I mean, I know a lot of people may not agree with Dr. Greer, but if you listen to him, he talks about the amount of suppressed tech. Same with Gary McKinnon. He talks about suppressed technology. So, yeah, I hate not knowing too. And that's the whole point of the UFO Man channel and other channels like mine. We're out there digging through the research, digging to find out what is going on and what we can present to the people so that we can have a grassroots disclosure movement. And that's the whole idea. And I've got people in my corner like Mike Johnson and Mr. DBCOOPER and all of you in the chat. You're all part of the same community with me. We're all together as a group. And I want to thank you dearly for coming to my live stream. It's been 4 weeks since I've streamed, so I am getting back on the horse and I'm going to be doing more streams. So thank you very much. And Boban, thank you for all the super stickers. Really appreciate them, can really use them. And Alex, thank you as well. Joe Emery, thank you. And everybody, thank you for coming. Have a good night. Take care.